Meet the seahorse, a fish like no other in the ocean. Kicking off the video with a visual of the mysterious, vast ocean, we introduce the seahorse, an extraordinary creature in the aquatic world. While many sea creatures like the great white shark and killer whales may strike fear into the hearts of humans, seahorses embody an entirely different kind of survival skill. Imagine a creature that is both delicate and fierce, one that doesn't rely on speed or size to hunt but instead uses patience, precision, and some of the most fascinating evolutionary traits on the planet. Seahorses, unlike anything we've encountered before, are the unsung heroes of the shallow waters. With an astonishing success rate in hunting, greater than most fish species, these creatures deserve a deeper look. You might be surprised to learn that seahorses have more in common with chameleons than you'd expect. But there's more. Prepare to be amazed by how these remarkable fish utilize their bodies and environment to thrive. By the end of this video, you'll see why the seahorse isn't just a symbol of beauty but a true marvel of survival. The seahorse's evolutionary adaptations. Let's start with a deep dive into the seahorse's extraordinary design. When we think of fish, we imagine streamlined bodies built for speed, but seahorses defy this with their upright, horse-like posture. Despite their limited swimming ability, seahorses thrive in seagrass beds and coral reefs by utilizing one of nature's most effective survival strategies, camouflage. Their upright stance helps them blend seamlessly with their environment, allowing them to hide from predators and sneak up on unsuspecting prey. What's even more extraordinary is the unique hunting method. Rather than chasing prey, seahorses practice something known as pivot feeding. With a head that moves with lightning speed, less than 5 milliseconds, they create a vacuum with their tube-like snout to suck in tiny prey like coke pods. Their ability to ambush is so effective that they can capture their meals in record time. And with no stomach, they must eat constantly to survive. Imagine having to eat more often than any other creature just to stay alive. Upright posture and camouflage. One of the most noticeable features of seahorses is their upright posture, which sets them apart from most fish species that swim horizontally. This unique stance is not just a quirk of nature but a carefully honed evolutionary trait. Seahorses' upright swimming positions give them a distinct advantage in the shallow, grassy coastal environments they typically inhabit. Swimming upright allows them to move more easily through seagrass and coral beds, which are dense and often create a labyrinth of obstacles. The vertical orientation is ideal for navigating this environment and gives them enhanced maneuverability, allowing them to weave in and out of plants and other structures with ease. Additionally, their upright posture contributes to their ability to camouflage. The vertical blades of seagrass and corals are a perfect cover for a vertical fish, helping seahorses blend into their surroundings and avoid predators. In terms of camouflage, seahorses are also equipped with the ability to change their color. This is a trait they share with many other marine animals, allowing them to adapt their appearance to match the color of their environment. The combination of an upright posture and color-changing ability makes seahorses incredibly difficult to spot, enhancing their survival rates in the wild. Prehensile tail, an evolutionary marvel. The seahorse's tail is another remarkable adaptation that has evolved to meet its specific environmental needs. Unlike the tails of most fish, which are used primarily for swimming, the seahorse's tail is prehensile, meaning it functions like a hand. This tail allows seahorses to grasp onto objects, such as seagrass, coral, or other submerged structures, anchoring themselves in place and preventing them from being swept away by currents. This adaptation is particularly important because seahorses are not strong swimmers. They lack the powerful tail fins that most fish use to propel themselves through the water. Instead, they rely on their small dorsal fin for forward propulsion and their pectoral fins for steering. The prehensile tail gives them stability, allowing them to remain in a single spot without the need for constant movement. This anchoring ability is crucial for seahorses, as it helps them stay hidden from predators and gives them the perfect position for ambushing prey. Specialized feeding mechanism, pivot feeding. One of the most incredible evolutionary innovations of seahorses is their feeding mechanism, known as pivot feeding. Unlike most predatory fish that chase down their prey, seahorses rely on stealth, precision, and speed to capture their meals. They are known to prey on small crustaceans and planktonic animals, such as coke pods, by using their elongated snouts and incredible neck mobility. Seahorses have evolved a method of feeding that is nothing short of spectacular. When a prey item comes within striking distance, the seahorse uses its long, tubular snout to create a vacuum. The snout expands rapidly, creating suction that pulls the prey into their mouth in less than 5 milliseconds. This feeding technique is so fast and efficient that it has been likened to the action of a vacuum cleaner. The seahorse's ability to strike with such speed is due to the rapid release of stored elastic energy in the tendons of the muscles that control the head's rotation. This means that even though seahorses are slow swimmers, they can still outpace their prey in terms of capturing it, making them one of the fastest feeding vertebrates in the ocean. Internal fertilization and male pregnancy. Perhaps the most extraordinary evolutionary adaptation of seahorses is the unique way they reproduce. Unlike most other animals, where females carry the eggs, seahorses exhibit a phenomenon known as male pregnancy. After a complex courtship ritual, female seahorses deposit their eggs into a specialized brood pouch on the male's body. The male fertilizes the eggs externally. Inside the pouch, where they develop, the brood pouch functions similarly to a mammalian placenta, providing oxygen and nutrients to the developing embryos. As the embryos grow, the pouch adapts, becoming more vascularized to provide the increasing oxygen needs of the developing seahorses. The male seahorse incubates the embryos for a period of 10 days to 6 weeks. Depending on the species, when the babies are ready, they are expelled from the pouch in a dramatic birthing event, with the male seahorse releasing up to 1.000 tiny seahorses at a time. This unusual reproductive strategy offers several advantages. By allowing males to carry the eggs, females can immediately begin producing more eggs after depositing them in the males, ensuring that they can reproduce more quickly. Additionally, the male's brood pouch offers a controlled environment where the embryos are safe from predators and environmental fluctuations. Flexible body armor and protection from predators. Seahorses face many challenges in the wild, with predators constantly lurking in the waters around them. To survive, they have evolved a flexible and highly effective form of protection. Instead of the hard, rigid armor that many sea creatures rely on, seahorses have a series of bony plates that form a flexible exoskeleton. These plates are not rigid, they slide over each other as the seahorse moves, allowing for greater flexibility and agility. This adaptation is essential for a creature that relies on stealth to avoid detection. The flexibility of the body armor allows seahorses to move more freely through their environment, while still offering protection from predators. Additionally, these bony plates can absorb impact from attacks, such as bites from larger fish, without breaking or causing damage to the seahorse's body. The seahorse's tail, as mentioned earlier, also plays a significant role in protecting the creature from predators. Its square cross-section, unlike the cylindrical tails of most fish, allows it to withstand greater pressure and deformation without causing harm to the vertebrae inside. This makes the seahorse's tail an excellent tool for defense against predators that might try to bite or crush it. Survival in changing environments. The seahorse's evolutionary journey has been heavily influenced by changes in its environment. About 25 million years ago, tectonic activity reshaped the Indian and Pacific Oceans, creating shallow water regions with seagrass and coral beds. This environmental shift is believed to have been the catalyst for the evolution of seahorses' upright posture and other unique features. As the ocean's ecosystem changed, seahorses adapted to their new surroundings, developing traits that allowed them to survive in the dense, often chaotic underwater environments. Their ability to camouflage, use their prehensile tails, and adapt their feeding habits all contributed to their success in these newly formed habitats. Over time, seahorses became more specialized in these shallow, grassy areas, where their unique adaptations gave them an edge over other predators. Mating rituals and monogamy. One of the most extraordinary evolutionary traits of seahorses is their commitment to monogamy and the role it plays in their reproductive success. Many seahorse species form long-term pair bonds, often remaining with the same mate for an entire breeding season or even for life. This monogamous behavior is quite rare in the animal kingdom, particularly among fish, and has likely evolved due to the specific requirements of their reproductive process. The mating ritual of seahorses is intricate and beautiful. It typically begins with a courtship dance, which can last for hours. During this dance, the male and female change color and swim in synchrony, often intertwining their tails and performing synchronized movements. This ritual serves to strengthen the bond between the pair and ensures that both individuals are ready for the next phase of reproduction. It is believed that this dance also allows the female to assess the male's health and readiness to carry her eggs. The male seahorse's brood pouch is key to this reproductive strategy. As females deposit their eggs into the male's pouch, he fertilizes them internally. Over the course of the pregnancy, the male protects and nurtures the embryos. The loyalty between mates during this time ensures that the eggs are cared for and increases the chances of survival for the offspring. This level of parental investment in both males and females enhances the overall reproductive success of seahorses and underscores the evolutionary advantage of such an intimate mating system. Low mobility and adaptation to slow-moving waters. Seahorses are not built for speed. Unlike most fish, which rely on strong, muscular tails to propel themselves through the water, seahorses have a small dorsal fin that flutters rapidly to provide forward movement. This relatively inefficient method of propulsion limits their ability to move quickly, which makes them particularly vulnerable to strong ocean currents. However, rather than becoming prey to fast-moving predators, seahorses have evolved a suite of adaptations that allow them to thrive in slow-moving, sheltered environments. The habitats of seahorses, seagrass meadows, coral reefs, and mangrove forests are often characterized by calm, shallow waters. These areas are not as prone to strong currents, allowing seahorses to make use of their minimal mobility without being swept away. The seahorse's ability to anchor itself using its prehensile tail is vital here, as it allows the seahorse to hold steady in a place and blend in with the surrounding environment. The seahorse's slow, deliberate movements are also an advantage in terms of hunting for food. They feed primarily on small crustaceans and plankton, and their slow, patient method of hunting allows them to ambush prey more effectively. The seahorse does not chase its food but instead relies on stealth and precision. Its elongated snout, which acts like a straw, can suck in small prey within milliseconds. This unique feeding technique is another example of how the seahorse's evolutionary path diverged from that of many other fish species. Highly specialized vision. Another fascinating aspect of the seahorse's evolutionary adaptations lies in its vision. Seahorses possess eyes that can move independently of each other, a characteristic known as independent eye movement. This ability is uncommon in the animal kingdom but proves to be a critical survival trait for seahorses. With independent eye movement, seahorses can scan their surroundings simultaneously in different directions. This capability allows them to be constantly aware of their environment, even while they remain stationary. In the wild, this is essential for detecting predators and finding food. Their eyes can independently track prey or watch for danger without the need to turn their heads, which would otherwise expose them to predators. The ability to maintain a wide range of vision helps seahorses protect themselves while waiting to ambush prey. Their vision also plays a role in mating behavior, as it allows them to closely observe each other during the intricate courtship dance. This ability to maintain awareness of both the environment and their partner is crucial for successful reproduction and survival. Adaptive immune system. Seahorses, like other marine creatures, face constant threats from diseases and infections due to the microbial life in the water. Over millions of years, seahorses have developed a specialized immune system that helps them combat these challenges. One of the most unique features of the seahorse's immune system is its ability to resist parasitic infections. Seahorses live in environments rich in pathogens, and as a result, they have evolved enhanced immune responses. Their immune systems are equipped with robust defenses, including the production of antimicrobial peptides, which help ward off infections caused by bacteria, fungi, and parasites. These peptides are present in various parts of the seahorse's body, including its skin, and play a key role in preventing the harmful effects of waterborne pathogens. In addition to immune defense, seahorses are also able to regenerate certain parts of their bodies. This regenerative ability is not as pronounced as that of some other species, like starfish or salamanders, but it is notable. For example, the seahorse can regenerate lost or damaged fins and skin, which aids in recovery from minor injuries or environmental stressor. These adaptations have allowed seahorses to survive in highly competitive and sometimes hostile environments. Habitat adaptations and ecological role. Seahorses play an important role in the ecosystems they inhabit. They are key predators in the control of small invertebrate populations, especially in seagrass meadows and coral reefs. Their feeding behavior helps maintain a balance in the food chain by preventing overpopulation of certain species of small crustaceans and plankton. This helps ensure the health and stability of their habitats. Furthermore, seahorses are often indicators of environmental health. Because they are highly sensitive to changes in their environment, such as water temperature and pollution, the health of seahorse populations can be a signal of the overall condition of marine ecosystems. As such, efforts to protect seahorses can have broader ecological benefits, such as preserving biodiversity in coastal habitats. The presence of seahorses in a habitat often suggests that the environment is relatively undisturbed and well preserved. Because seahorses rely on seagrass beds, coral reefs, and mangroves for both food and shelter, the health of these ecosystems directly affects their survival. Therefore, conserving seahorse populations can contribute to the broader goal of protecting marine biodiversity and maintaining the integrity of coastal ecosystems. Human impact and conservation. Unfortunately, the unique evolutionary traits that make seahorses so fascinating have not protected them from human threats. Overfishing, habitat destruction, pollution, and the aquarium trade have all taken a toll on seahorse populations. Seahorses are often captured for their use in traditional medicine, as they are believed to possess various medicinal properties in some cultures. This demand has led to a significant decline in many seahorse species, pushing them into the endangered category. To address these challenges, efforts are underway to conserve seahorse populations. International organizations, such as the World Wildlife Fund, WWF, and the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, have identified seahorse conservation as a priority. Sustainable fishing practices, the establishment of marine protected areas, and the reduction of habitat destruction through coral reef and seagrass restoration are all part of global efforts to protect seahorses and their environments. In conclusion, the seahorse is an evolutionary marvel, shaped by millions of years of adaptation to its unique environment. Its upright posture, prehensile tail, specialized feeding habits, and reproductive strategies have all evolved to help it survive and thrive in a world full of predators, environmental changes, and competition. Despite facing numerous challenges, the seahorse continues to be a symbol of nature's ability to adapt and innovate. By protecting these remarkable creatures, we also protect the fragile ecosystems they inhabit, ensuring that future generations can continue to marvel at their beauty and uniqueness. Summary of the content. The video explores the fascinating and unique features of seahorses, focusing on their evolutionary adaptations, hunting techniques, and reproductive behaviors. Despite their small size, seahorses are highly effective predators in the ocean, boasting a success rate of over 90% in hunting, which is significantly higher than other predatory fish. Their design includes chameleon-like eyes that move independently, prehensile tails that anchor them to objects, and a flexible body armor made of bony plates that offers both protection and agility. Seahorses have also evolved an extraordinary reproductive system in which males carry the embryos and give birth, an adaptation that enhances their survival. They possess specialized features such as an elongated snout that allows them to quietly approach prey, making them one of the fastest feeding vertebrates in the ocean. These adaptations enable seahorses to thrive in their environment, where they primarily rely on camouflage and ambush tactics for survival. Video script based on fair use and personal insights. Introduction. Kicking off the video with a visual of the mysterious, vast ocean, we introduce the seahorse, an extraordinary creature in the aquatic world. While many sea creatures like the great white shark and killer whales may strike fear into the hearts of humans, seahorses embody an entirely different kind of survival skill. Imagine a creature that is both delicate and fierce, one that doesn't rely on speed or size to hunt but instead uses patience, precision, and some of the most fascinating evolutionary traits on the planet. Engaging the audience. Seahorses, unlike anything we've encountered before, are the unsung heroes of the shallow waters. With an astonishing success rate in hunting, greater than most fish species, these creatures deserve a deeper look. You might be surprised to learn that seahorses have more in common with chameleons than you'd expect. But there's more. Prepare to be amazed by how these remarkable fish utilize their bodies and environment to thrive. By the end of this video, you'll see why the seahorse isn't just a symbol of beauty but a true marvel of survival. Main content. The seahorse's evolutionary adaptations. Let's start with a deep dive into the seahorse's extraordinary design. When we think of fish, we imagine streamlined bodies built for speed, but seahorses defy this with their upright, horse-like posture, Despite their limited swimming ability, seahorses thrive in seagrass beds and coral reefs by utilizing one of nature's most effective survival strategies, camouflage. Their upright stance helps them blend seamlessly with their environment, allowing them to hide from predators and sneak up on unsuspecting prey. What's even more extraordinary is their unique hunting method. Rather than chasing prey, seahorses practice something known as pivot feeding. With a head that moves with lightning speed, less than 5 milliseconds, they create a vacuum with their tube-like snout to suck in tiny prey like Coke pods. Their ability to ambush is so effective that they can capture their meals in record time. And with no stomach, they must eat constantly to survive. Imagine having to eat more often than any other creature just to stay alive. Seahorse reproduction, the male's role. Another fascinating feature is seahorses' reproductive system. In the animal kingdom, males typically don't take on the responsibility of pregnancy. But seahorses are an exception. Male seahorses carry the eggs in a specialized brood pouch after a mating dance. And this pouch functions like a mammalian placenta, providing nutrients and oxygen to the developing embryos. The result, the male seahorse gives birth to up to 1,000 tiny, fully formed babies. It's a unique evolutionary trait that not only benefits the species by producing large numbers of offspring but also ensures the survival of the seahorse in a competitive and dangerous environment. Protection from predators, the seahorse's flexible armor. As if their hunting and reproduction weren't already impressive, seahorses also have an ingenious method of self-defense. Instead of hard, rigid armor like many other marine creatures, seahorses have flexible, bony plates that slide over one another, providing both protection and mobility. Their square-shaped tail, unlike the cylindrical tails of other fish, can absorb significant force without breaking, making it a defensive tool as well as a gripping mechanism for clinging to plants and coral. As we examine the seahorse's journey from predator to prey and everything in between, we uncover the wisdom in its design. Life is not always about being the biggest or fastest. Sometimes it's about blending into your environment, waiting for the right moment to strike, and using what makes you unique to your advantage. The seahorse teaches us that survival often comes down to resilience, adaptability, and leveraging one's natural strengths in the face of challenges. One of the most captivating aspects of studying the seahorse is the story it tells about adaptation. As I reflect on my own journey as an explorer, I see parallels between these fascinating creatures and the lessons I've learned in navigating the challenges of life. Whether it's about finding your own unique way of approaching problems or understanding the importance of patience and persistence, the seahorse reminds us that every creature, no matter how small, has a story worth telling. Imagine, for a moment, a seahorse in a dense seagrass bed, quietly preparing to strike its next meal. Despite its small size and slow movements, it thrives by being exactly what it needs to be, adapted to its environment. How often do we find ourselves wishing we were faster or stronger, when perhaps what we need is to be more strategic, more patient, and more attuned to our surrounding? In conclusion, the seahorse isn't just a quirky fish with an odd appearance. It's a powerful reminder of the incredible ways life adapts to its environment. The seahorse teaches us that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to survival. Sometimes, the most unlikely creatures hold the most valuable lessons for us all. So, the next time you encounter a seahorse, remember, it's not just a fish. It's a survivor, a living testament to the wonders of evolution. Lesson learned, the lesson of the seahorse is clear. Survival is not about strength or speed, it's about adapting to the environment, using your unique strengths, and making the most of the resources at your disposal. In both nature and life, it's not always the most obvious strategies that win the game, but the subtle, calculated ones that endure.